I'm just wondering about meditation. I'm not having a lot of success trying to still my mind or,
Yeah, stilling the mind is almost impossible. I like to say you don't have to quiet the mind. You start to notice the quiet that contains the mind. You don't have to quiet the mind. You start to notice the quiet that the mind is floating in. And pretty soon, when you begin to notice that, you start to see how vast that is. And that you begin to realize your thoughts are just these flickers, these little electrical impulses flickering that are rather insignificant in the vast scheme of things, in the vastness of space in which your mind, so-called, is occurring. So now, if you don't have to quiet the mind, and you're just noticing the actual context in which the mind is occurring, the mind being some thoughts, right? Then what happens?
Well,
can you use
that's
the mic?
Really interesting. I've never thought about it like that because the thoughts seem so big in my mind.
But are they? Is
when
it true?
You said that, I thought, wow.
Yes, good. Yes. It's not really true that the thoughts are so huge. They're flickers. So insignificant, in fact, that you can't even make one stick.
And they seemed connected with emotions.
No doubt.
And they seem to cause all my emotions.
Yes,
crazy.
It goes back and forth, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah. That's okay. Keep noticing how large the context of all of that material is. Your emotions, your thoughts, all of it flickers and drifts into nothingness before you can hardly catch it. And you can't make one thought stay. None of the thoughts. How many would you say you've had in your lifetime? Just to the nearest billion?
Millions.
Too
many.
Only millions. And of all of those millions of thoughts, has any one of them stuck consistently? I don't mean recurring similar thoughts.
No. I wish I knew where they all came from.
Right, you don't need to know that or where they've gone. Right. It's almost like you're a clearinghouse through which it all rolled. This awareness of those so-called streams of thoughts. So then you start to notice that, the awareness of that, and the big, huge space in which that occurs, these thoughts and these emotions. In fact, the whole story of your life. And you, as I was saying at the outset here tonight, you start to live in this rather large sense of mystery, the large sense of existence, so that your awareness effortlessly takes in whatever that creature is outside, and the breeze in the room, and the sense of the beings these creatures we're sharing space with here in this room, and your awareness starts to float out a bit, and in that same sensing, there are thoughts going through. Thoughts go on their own. It's a mistake, and it's a very common spiritual mistake, proposed by many teachers, that you can stop the mind. My teacher Punjaji said, don't worry about the thoughts. Tear down the door, tear down the wall. And now what's the problem with the thoughts? They just blow through. He said, don't give them landing space. Don't give them landing clearance. They just blow through and they're no problem.